How's it going, everyone? I'm Jim. This is the stimulus check and the stimulus package update for Friday, April 24th. So I'm going to give you guys an update on the stimulus check, the PPP, the EIDL, and unemployment. First off, the Senate and the House have approved the $484 billion of funding that's going to go into the things that we have in place right now. It just has to pass the president. Trump said he's going to sign it. I think it's on Friday he's going to sign it, so everything should be in effect by Monday. Small business aid, hospital funding, testing, that's what it's going to go towards. It's going to replenish the EIDL and the PPP. $310 billion for the PPP, $60 billion for the EIDL loan and grant. Grant is $10 billion there. $75 billion for hospitals and $25 billion for testing, which I think that's great. It's a lot more money. So let's hit it up with the stimulus. Crazy stuff. Every single day there's more and more going on with the stimulus. Tons of people are still waiting for it. Dead people are getting their stimulus before alive people do. The portal to check your update. A lot of issues with that. A lot of people are getting payment status is not available. It's a glitch. You sign in, you try to fill out your information, and it doesn't work. And of course, you can't call for help because they just put you on an answering machine and tell you to go online. So there's nothing you could do. Supposedly, they're shutting it down tonight to fix it. Who knows if they actually will. The problem with this, and a lot of the issues that we're having, is the government computer systems are just so antiquated and old, they can't keep up to date with information. They don't have a live update feed of the death rate, the death people, right? They're sending checks to dead people. And it's not just recent dead people, it's like years ago. People are getting checks in the mail, and it's crazy. The IRS says SSI recipients will get theirs no later than May. Mail checks. This is a big issue, guys. If you're getting a mail check, a check in the mail, it's going to take anywhere between a month to maybe even 6 months down the road before you see it, which is why it's so important to update your banking status online. There's no reason for it to take this long. Even the online checks, a lot of people are still waiting. Go online and update your bank account information. If your bank account information is wrong, an old account, an account that's closed out, remember what I told you about the computer systems, right? Old and antiquated. This money will go into that old account, the ghost account, and you will not be able to get it. The bank will have to reject it, and they'll have to send you out a check in the mail, and you have to wait 1 to 6 months. So, fix that. You have to go irs.gov, and there's a portal there where you can enter your information. Update your address as well, because if you're getting a check in the mail, they don't have your address, it's going to your old house. As far as the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, so it got funded another $310 billion. Originally, it ran out in 2 weeks when this first thing was proposed. I think it's going to run out a lot faster now for a few reasons. A lot more people know about this. Everybody's applied. There's more people in line. So it's kind of like we ran out of money, but we still have all these people in line. So as soon as they add more money, it's just going to kind of run down and it's going to get used up, I would say, within a few days. So the PPP, that's the one where it's replacing your paycheck. So it's keep the employees on the payroll. File with your bank, okay? The bank that you do business with. Any questions at all about that, ask them. They'll help you. Now, another question a lot of people are having on this. What if you're self-employed? What if you're a one-man crew, right? Like myself, I'm a home improvement contractor. It's mainly me. I don't have any employees. I was still able to apply, and I did get my money with the PPP because I'm my own employee, right? So that kind of supplements my loss of income. I haven't worked in over a month, almost 2 months now. You got to make sure you show proof of moving this money into your own account. You got to write yourself a check. I don't put myself on a payroll. I just take money out of the business account when I need it. So therefore, I'm going to have to show proof of me using it for my income. Just keep that in mind because you don't want to get screwed over with this later on. Another thing with the PPP, a lot of big businesses have gotten it, like 175 publicly traded companies. That's over $650 million received the PPP, and they weren't supposed to get it, but this is meant for small businesses, small guys, not the big guys. They weaseled their way in it, they applied for it anyway, and they took the money. Now we're having issues with a lot of places, like, what was it, Shake Shack? They got $10 million, and they weren't supposed to apply for it, but they did it anyway and got $10 million. Now they're being forced to give it back. A lot of banks are actually being sued for this reason. Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, and maybe some other ones too. They're getting sued because of their prioritizing who gets this money, because when they give money to larger corporations, it's larger dollar amounts, they get bigger processing fees. Pretty crooked. EIDL, Economic Injury Disaster Loan. So I just uploaded a new video on this morning. I'll link it above here and in the description below. So the funding has been refilled for that, $60 billion, $50 billion for loans, and $10 billion for your grant. Now your grant is the $1,000 checks you're gonna get per employee up to $10,000. So you go ahead and apply for that. If you haven't done that already, don't wait on doing that, because again, it's first come, first serve. If you've already applied, don't apply again. So I applied back at the end of March, or early April maybe, like within 2-3 days of it coming out, and I never got it. So it's just to show you how busy that thing actually is. So I already applied, so I'm not gonna reapply. It says on the website you're still in line. If you want more information on the EIDL and the new grant, click the link that I said above before and down low in the description. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Free $1,000, why wouldn't you? Now as far as unemployment goes, there's been an additional 4.4 million people unemployed. That's totaling to 26 million people in the United States. A lot of people have applied and they're still waiting with no answer. We're almost 2 months into this. This is ridiculous. Florida, as an example, 1.7 million people have filed for unemployment in Florida alone, and only 120,000 have gotten it. Now, if we step back to March, a window of March 8th to April 4th, 17 million applied in the whole United States, and less than 14 million people got it. That was back then. Now we have 26 million people employed. And honestly, these numbers are going to keep growing. I don't care what you say. People are going to start reopening and stuff. I don't think it's going to happen. And I think these numbers are going to keep growing. 44 states are giving an extra $600 a week on top of the average unemployment amount, which is $378. I made a whole video on that too if you want to check that out. I'll link it above here and put it in the description. So 44 states currently are giving an extra $600 per week on top of the average $378 unemployment. So, you know, 600 plus the 378, you're almost at $1,000 there. And for the average person's income, you're like filling it 100%. It's income replacement 100% for the average person. So you have that. The only states that aren't doing it right now are Washington, Ohio, Wisconsin, Kansas, Idaho, and Connecticut. That's where I live. So that's pretty much our update for today. If you guys have any questions about these things, leave them in the comments below. I read and respond to every single one of them, and I love to hear you guys' feedback. Hit the like button on this video. It'll help get this video out there for people, to help my video grow. I really appreciate it. And subscribe to my channel so you can be kept up to date with everything that's going on. I'm Jim, and I'll see you in the next one.